manage, handle a 4-year-old child. As young as even 2 years we get questions, also teenagers we get questions, and it really upsets me that how parents are really struggling. And it's not just the struggle of parents. Children are equally confused. They have no clue what's happening to them and they are just reacting. And again, the media, devices, internet, and they're bombarded with so much information from all across social media that they have no clue what is right, what is wrong. So I want to help you as parents understand these 3 golden rules. And if you implement this, I promise you, you will get results. So what is the first rule? The first rule is when your child does not listen to you and you want the child to do something, right? According to you, your schedule, your wants, your time, and the child is just not listening and doing what you want the child to do. What is normal? Every parent is guilty. I was guilty doing this. You start yelling. The first golden rule. You start yelling. So now there's a difference between you say, can you please eat your food? Can you please do this? I would appreciate if you wear your clothes or study or do whatever your request is. That is communication. But we see parents don't communicate with their child anymore because they're so frustrated. They're like, how many times did I have to tell you? You're not doing this. You don't listen. You're like this only. And there's yelling, constant yelling. Now what happens is when you start yelling, your child shuts off. The first golden rule, stop yelling. The second golden rule is when the yelling continues. So you keep on yelling, you yell, and the child obviously does not feel good about him or herself, and he or she stops listening and getting what you really want. Anyway, you get more frustrated, right? So the yelling continues, and you add the third golden rule, which you should not be doing, is verbal abuse. And this is by far the most ridiculous thing which we get to hear from parents, where parents are calling their child, you're an idiot, you're stupid, you are good for nothing, why were you even born? And you're a disaster, you're a mistake, and you are making my life miserable. And these are the things which parents tell a 2-year-old, a 4-year, a 6-year. Do you realize, coming from a mother, a father, these words can literally kill the child's mind, emotion, upbringing, values. They stop loving themselves, because they are hearing these things from the 2 most important person in their life, the father and the mother. And to the extremes, I've heard people saying, why were you even born? Right? I mean, I don't understand. If you have brought this child to life, a mother has kept the child for 9 months in her womb, and then maybe the father or maybe the mother is so frustrated with the child, there is no love, there is no empathy, and there's verbal abuse. I really want to help you, understand that verbal abuse is the second golden rule, which should absolutely not be done, no matter what the situation or circumstance, right? The third golden rule that all parents should follow is hitting. You should not hit your child. So when you start abusing your child and your child is not doing something, you're yelling, and then what else do you have? He or she is not listening, they don't budge, they show you the hand, they give you the deaf ear, right? Very tempting to go and start hitting. So you hit the child, you beat the child, you pinch the child, you have something in your hand, you throw it at the child, and this verbal abuse moves into physical form. And most often the child, if he's young, vulnerable, the child cannot retaliate. So the child just kind of gets more into his or her shell and just does not want to communicate. And that just makes everything worse. So what I want to highly recommend all you parents out there, that please follow these 3 golden rules. Do not ever yell at your child. If you're tempted, communicate with your child. Just talk to your child, right? Just have request statements. I would really appreciate. It would be nice if you do this. You're such a great boy or a girl. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Communicate with love and care. That child is your own blood, right? The second golden rule of when we talk about verbal abuse, you wouldn't allow your anyone else to abuse your child, would you? What if I come and start abusing your child? You're an idiot, you're good for nothing. I promise you the parent will stand up and defend the child. You wouldn't allow a stranger to abuse your child. Why would you do it yourself? Now, we often understand that you probably are struggling with your own self issues. Parents are often struggling with their own marriage issues, financial issues, personal relationship issues, health issues. And that the entire frustration gets out or is removed, vented out on the child. Please be aware, if you are not alive and fearless, these are the 3 golden rules which you will have problem following. And the last one is hitting, right? Physical abuse on the child. What do? Sit with the child, put your hand around the child, hug your child, kiss your child. How about that? Why wouldn't you do that? Now, I understand parents are going, you don't know my child, he's a brat, he's a monster, we can't tolerate, we can't handle him. He is your monster, right? He is your child. The child was not born a monster, or the child was not born the way you are looking at the child. It is a constant observation that the child is looking at you. And if you give the child verbal abuse, you hit the child, you yell at the child, what are you expecting the child to give you back? Love, care, listening, understanding? Of course not. In this blog video, I'm answering a question from a mom, and the question is, my younger kid does not taste any new dish served during mealtime and in any occasion. My elder kid always watches TV while having food. And now I know most of you parents out there can understand why, or you might have the same question. And it's a 2-part question. The first part is, let's address the food, that my kid does not taste any new food. Now, often what happens when parents feed their children is they don't give the child a choice. That, okay, this is the food and this is what you want to eat, and in whatever quantities you want to eat, and whether you want to eat or not, it's a choice. Now, most of the parents want the child to eat the quantity that they want to eat, the food that they want to eat, and the way they want to eat it, and hence the child feels that he or she is not in control. And just to get in control, they say, I don't want to eat this food, or I don't want to eat food at all, even though they're hungry. And then after meal time, they'll go and binge on some other snack and stuff, or they will stay hungry and they will go crazy, and they'll make the parents go crazy, right? Now, often mothers, why do they force? Because they feel that, I've cooked your favorite food and I've done so much of work and you're not eating this food, and that often kind of, makes parents upset, and they yell, they scream, and we have seen sometimes the child is also crying, but the mother wants the child to eat. Maybe the mother feels that, oh my God, I don't want my child to be, malnourished or something. So here you just want to give choice to your child. Let the child choose what he or she wants to eat, and I promise you, your child will eat. Don't worry. The child will not go hungry. Alright. The next is, the child is observing people around him or her having choice. So your husband might have a choice in food, you might have a choice in food, your in-laws might have a choice in food. So hey, the child is like, Mom, I also want choice in food. I also don't like this particular food. It could be either fruits, it could be some particular meat, or it could be some vegetable that the child does not want to eat. And that's because of observation. In my life, my children, I have a 6-year-old son, 9-year-old daughter. We first do not force them to eat. They eat whenever they want to eat. Of course, they have to eat in meal times, but they eat whatever quantity they want to eat. And if they don't like that particular food that is served, very simple, don't eat. You don't get any other food. And they might not eat sometime, but then they form a habit that I have to eat what is served. And sometimes you give them options, whatever they want to eat. You ask them what you want to eat, and you cook it for them, and then just ask them to eat. The last point, the third point here is reinforcement. So one is give them choice. Second, make sure they're not observing everybody having a choice in food. And third is reinforcement. So in social gatherings, in marriages or parties, or when family gatherings, do not reinforce on your child that, oh, my child doesn't want to eat this, or he will not eat fruits, or he does not like this dish. suddenly your child feels a sense of certainty that yeah, I don't like this dish. So what do? You just leave it, let the child eat, and if he chooses to eat, then he eats. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. Do not reinforce.